All right, so since that was 6 drops and I was still getting a lot of bitter, but notably less bitter than the 10 drops, I'm going to cut it down to 3 and see what happens from there. So now I'm from 10 to 5 to 3, and the rest of it we will leave alone. So let's see what happens. If this runs on too long, I might have to split it up into the video up into 2 parts, but that's okay, because like I promised, I'll try to keep the videos around 10 minutes max. So, I don't know. The fun thing about doing something like this is, you know, whether or not it's ever been done before doesn't matter. You know, it's not an originality contest. It's all about just seeing what you can do, what you're capable of. I've never done anything like this before. Well, shy of my first round of, well, first very failed round of attempts with the green apple flavor. But you know, this is generally not my wheelhouse, so it's kind of fun messing with things that I don't usually mess with. I don't know. I love trying new things. So, okay, almost time. Yeah, if you'll notice, the color hasn't changed very much. That's because the flavoring, even though it's pretty yellow, since there's so little in there, the only real color is coming from the honey. You know, and we're putting a tablespoon against a cup of soda water, so the color doesn't last very long. All right, let's see what happens. It's definitely the smoothest I've had so far. I can't tell if it's undersweet or not. Wow. Okay, well, I'm definitely going to kick it down to one drop of flavoring, because I mean, even with just 3 drops in the whole cup of fluid, it's still very, very strong huckleberry. So down to 1 drop. Yeah. All right. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, let's try this. Just 1 drop. Man, I don't know. My brain doesn't imagine that being enough, but then again, it's not like I sampled this stuff to see how strong it is. 1 drop. One tablespoon of honey. So, by now I'm sure you have noticed the fact that this is not just an experiment with honey soda. This is my experiment with more than one camera. I've got you, and then I've got you. So, it's a first for me doing a 2-camera thing, so we'll see how it goes as well. Okay. I'm sorry if this is getting boring, but unfortunately this is part of the creative process. If it's wrong, you gotta keep doing it until it's right. At least right for you. gotta stir it a little bit more. Some rogue honey hiding at the bottom there. Okay. Okay, so the bitterness for sure was coming from the huckleberry. So apparently that flavoring is pretty potent. I can taste it, but it's just barely there. I think I'll have to kick it up to, we'll do 2 drops for the next batch, but then I think I'll be cutting that with, I don't know, maybe a little more honey. Because it's good, but it's very, very light. It's not a true soda unless it's got a lot of sugar. Or at least sugary flavoring. So yeah, I think that'll be the next step. We'll do 2 drops and maybe an extra teaspoon of honey and see where it goes. I shall return. All right, let's do this again. And I'm not going to use a tablespoon and a teaspoon. I'll just go a little more heavy-handed. Like that should do it. So with the extra honey, it's going to make my solution here with the water just a little bit thicker, but hopefully it shouldn't be too much thicker to cause me any problems when I try to add the soda water. I'm trying to remember how many versions of this I tried with the green apple flavor, but I know it was, God, it had to have been 10 or so times. And I was making no progress whatsoever. I'm actually making some progress with this one, so definitely better than my last experience with it. All right. I spilt just a little bit of it. Not too bad though, I don't think it'll affect it too much. Okay. Here we go. Definitely in the right neighborhood. So 2 drops of flavor for sure. Yeah, see, I'm finally really starting to get like an aftertaste of the honey. Huckleberry up front, honey at the end. It's definitely turning into quite the thing. I think I want to go a little more honey. We'll try 2 tablespoons and see if I need to pull it back from there. But yeah, that'll be what we try next. All right, let's give 2 tablespoons of honey a try. So we'll stay with our 2 drops of flavor. And then we'll kick it up to 2 tablespoons of honey. Should just about do it. All right, so I did not change the amount of regular water into the solution to thin it down, but I think I'm going to add a bit more. The reason why I don't want to go too crazy with the water is the thinner this is, the less fizz we get with the club soda. So, like I said, this wouldn't even be an issue if I had something like a soda stream, but I don't. Though I would imagine this much testing even with the soda stream, you know, because you have to buy those CO2 cartridges. I bet that could get pretty expensive. I don't even know how much they cost, but all right, that looks pretty well mixed. This bottle of club soda is running low. I'm gonna have to break into the reserve here. Okay. I'm starting to like the color more. You know, some of that blonde is showing through because of the more honey. So, you know, because that's something I hadn't even considered, is once I get the flavor right, if I want to, you know, add color to it to make it look more appealing or something. I don't know, but something you got to think about, especially if, you know, you'd be doing something like this with the intent to, you know, sell it at like a street fair or something like that, because there's plenty, you know, like the street fair here in my neck of the woods, they have a booth that does this amazing huckleberry lemonade, and I try to at least once a summer get down there and try it. But anyway, I'm not trying that right now. I'm trying this. Here we go. That's pretty close. Something is killing the fizz, though. It's not very fizzy at all, so I can't tell how it would taste with a fizz. But as it stands right now, mildly fizzy, with the 2 tablespoons of honey and the 2 drops of huckleberry flavor. I don't know, this could be something, you know, really, really cold. I mean, that was the idea, really, is that I wanted something that would be good, you know, a good fizzy drink on a hot day. So, yeah, no, definitely gotta, let's see, 2 drops, 2 tablespoons of honey, and half a cup of club soda. Okay, so I think that's the solution. I also think I'm going to bring this episode to a close, and I'll see if I can't come up with a solution to get this properly fizzy for next time, and maybe play with the color of it, turn it into something pleasing to both the palate and the eye. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. And no, I mean, it's definitely a step in the right direction. But I'm going to end on that note.